In this episode, I'm talking about the three major myths that you'll find in networking. I'm Donnie Bovine, CEO and founder of Success Champions Networking, and today we're talking about those myths. Let's get it done. This ain't the business summit for perfection. It's for the messy builders, the loud learners, and the ones who break the rules and the mold. If you're ready to stop playing safe and start making noise, taking ground and building something real, you're in the right damn place. The 2025 Badass Business Summit. Networking without the bullshit. September 17th through the 19th in Fort Worth, Texas. Skip the small talk. These are raw tactical sessions where real relationships are built, strategies are swapped, and momentum is made. Not just another pile of business cards. Break shit and win ugly. Go to badassbusinesssummit.com. Register now and punch status quo in the face. Badass Business Summit. You weren't made to follow. You were built to disrupt. Hey, what's going on, guys? Another Monday, kicking a week off and having a little bit of fun. So today we're going to talk about the biggest myths in networking. I know I said I would do three, but I've actually got a whole bunch more than that, and so we're going to dive into them all as we go through this. The first one is the idea that networking is all about collecting business cards. I literally watched a gal once upon a time teach networking to a room full of about 100 people. And she said one of the biggest things she has her team do, the salespeople that report to her, was to see how many business cards they can collect at every event. And I just thought, one of the stupidest things I've ever heard was this idea. If you're focused on volume in networking, you're going to struggle a lot. I can tell you, there's a lot of you that have probably boxes of business cards on your desk of people that you've met, you've collaborated with. Look, I don't even carry a business card. Yeah, if I need to connect with somebody, there's two methods that I will use. If it's somebody that maybe I don't want to do a whole lot of follow up, maybe I don't want them to have my direct information, I'm going to pull out my LinkedIn app, click on the search bar. There's a little box that pops open to the right. And if you click that little box, it pulls up your LinkedIn QR code. That's when I give most people to connect with me. One, it creates a new connection or follower on LinkedIn. And two, it still gives you a little bit of a barrier of entry of somebody being able to reach out and directly contact you. If it's somebody that I really want to follow up with, have a cool strategy or conversation with, then I'm just going to ask for their cell phone number. And it sounds just like this. Hey, give me your cell phone. I'll text you my information, and then we can communicate further through there to better move the conversation forward. And what I found is there's no greater, contact information that you need to get from somebody than literally having their mobile phone. People will ignore emails. I don't even answer my phone, but I will reply to almost every text that I get. So it's really, really, really powerful. The second myth that I want to make sure we bust is people think the goal of networking is to get clients. It's not. It is an added bonus of what comes from all the networking that you do. So if you're out there networking to do nothing but get clients, you're going to find yourself in a world of trouble. And here's why. Most of the people that we teach and talk to who do networking sell into companies and corporations. Those companies and corporations are not out networking. So what happens is most people who sell to consumers, everybody they're networking with, they can literally try and pitch and sell. And that's what happens at a lot of events. But when you sell to companies, like the decision makers of those companies, they're not out at the events. They aren't out there, talking to people. So what you're going to find oftentimes is your networking to be introduced to people who also sell to your ideal clientele but are not competition for you. Like if I give you a referral into a client, right, there is, likely your odds are good that there's going to be a transaction that happens. But if I get you introduced to a client or introduced to a referral partner who has hundreds of clients, man, there's a chance that there's going to be thousands of referrals over a lifetime. And so for me, I'm all about How can I get you introduced to the right people? And separating out this thought process of networking for clients. Instead, you're networking to be introduced to your best referral partners, synergy partners, however you want to look at it. So, myth number three, you've got to attend every event to be successful in networking. It's the funniest thing. And I screwed this up so bad when I was coming up in the networking game. I literally thought that I had to be everywhere to do any sort of networking, be good at networking and the likes. And it was because in my head, if I wasn't there, didn't have the opportunity or chance to meet the people I need to meet. So I literally would go to every after hour, every lunch, every breakfast, every meeting I possibly could. And then one day it hit me. If I've got the time to be at all of these places, it's because I don't have clients. Like, and if you see anybody that attends or goes to every event, they don't have clients because they would be servicing some of those clients versus being available at all those events. So, and at the time that I was doing it, I can tell you I was desperate and broke as hell. So I, had time to go and be everywhere. Right? Successful people aren't everywhere. They're very strategic about where they spend their time and who they spend their time with. So don't try and be everywhere. Be very, very selectful. So I can't say that word. Be very, very selective of where you are spending your time and who you're spending your time with. Uh, Myth number four, and you see this quite often, is networking is all about being social. I can't tell you how annoying it is to go to events or go to meetings, conferences, and you see just the groups of people all hanging out together. Um, they aren't meeting anybody else. They're caught in their own circles, and the truth of the matter is, they do that because it feels like they're doing something productive. So they're really just socializing with people they already know versus actually getting into better conversations, most likely with the people on the walls who are a little bit more introverted versus trying to only go out and hang with their friends, which accomplish nothing for their business. They're just meeting up with friends they could have done. They'd be better off just going to a bar and having drinks together versus out at some sort of networking event. The next one, the next myth is networking doesn't work if you're introverted. This one cracks me up, and I hear it all the time. Is introverted people can't network or the likes, and the truth of the matter is, most people who network are actually introverted in nature of some sort, myself included, right? I'm kind of that introverted extrovert, omnivert, whatever the hell you want to call it. I'm the situational extrovert. Depending on where I am, who's in a room and the likes will affect how I show up sometimes. So a lot of it has to do with upbringing and the likes. But most of the people that are out networking are the people that don't want to do a lot of your cold outreach, cold connecting, and the like. So there are a lot of people that um are tend to be more introverted in nature. And here's the real funny fact is the people that are sitting on the walls, they call them wallflowers or introverts, whatever, are typically decision makers inside of companies. And they're out networking. They may struggle to go meet and say hi to people, but when you actually go up and talk to them, hey, Jason, how are you, brother? When you go up and talk to them, what you'll find is they are typically, decision makers in companies. It's not that introverts can't network; they just haven't gotten strategic with how to network. We'll do an episode coming up of all the strategies you can do as an introvert to really make networking work for you. But let me tell you, some of the best networkers I know on the planet are introverted in nature and can absolutely just crush it with the business development strategy and the things they do with it. Um, so the next one that drives me nuts, myth in networking, is you've got to have some sort of elevator pitch or 30-second commercial when you're networking. These are the dumbest things I've ever heard out of all networking. Can you imagine walking up to a CEO of a multi-million dollar company and introducing yourself with some sort of jingle on the back end? It's the dumbest thing ever, and I don't understand it. And the reason people need these jingles and these stupid phrases and how they introduce themselves is most likely because they don't know actually how to introduce themselves. Because look, let's be honest, it's networking. Relationships are going to take time. Trust is going to take time, right? Being over worried about what you do is absolutely irrelevant. I tell people if you can't say what you do in less than 5 words, you don't know what you do. So, and here's the thing, you're going to network, you're going to conversate, you're going to have conversations over time. Spend more time getting to know them, their world, what they're into. So say what you do, say what your industry is, and then just move on, right? The conversations will come, relationship will come over time. This is more about, investing in them versus flapping your gums and hoping somebody leans in and listens to you. So don't worry about the stupid elevator pitches. Just say what you do and then ask about their world. Lean into them. Another myth is I don't need to follow up, or following up once is all you need. It's bizarre to me. If you've ever been in a sales role thinking either A, you don't need to follow up because maybe you're some dynamic personality, or because you think everybody's just going to lean in and buy your stuff, that entire thought process is just blows me away. So many studies show that it takes a ton of interactions. Depending on the study you see, it's going to take 7 to 12 touch points, 7 to 12 interactions, 15 interactions maybe, before you get somebody to lean into your world. And let's be honest, right? The people that you're networking with, they are not the people that are going to buy your stuff most times. So what you have to really think through is this thought process of how do I stay top of mind? How do I stay in front of them? So when they do get into a conversation with somebody who may be interested in what I sell, they bring my name up in the right conversations. So follow up over time is not just sending some silly email, sending some text messages. This is about meeting multiple times, really diving into their world, understanding who they need to meet. How can y'all collaborate together? It is a relationship built over time, not just one-off interactions. Um, the next myth you'll see out there is, referrals should come immediately. I think this came about because the way referrals were introduced, and I think you have to literally dissect or rephrase this thought process about referrals. I think what happens immediately is introductions. So, an introduction, two good people should go meet. A referral is an introduction with a sales discovery call attached, meaning one person's looking for the other person's services. They both know why they're meeting, and there's an expectation that a sales conversation is going to be had. Everything else is an introduction. Introductions should come immediately. Referrals are going to take time, because think about it this way: if I walked up to you and said, "Hey, I'm Donnie. I sell commercial printing. I would love to be introduced to your number one client so I could pitch them my commercial printing services." There's no way in hell you're going to introduce me to that individual, right? You don't know me. You don't know anything about me. I'm going to have to earn that trust over time and that relationship over time. So, but on the flip side, if I say, "Hey, I'm Donnie, I do commercial printing, and I'm looking to network with promotional products companies," then likely you can say, "Oh, have you met so and so?" Because there's no sales call attached there. There's no agenda other than networking there, and it just works. So referrals won't happen immediately, but introductions can happen all the time, right out the gate, and really dial in. Um, the next one that it gets out there is, once somebody, knows you, they are instantly going to refer you. I gotta be honest, I can tell you that there's a ton of people that I know that I would never refer. There's a bunch more that I would actually refer, but man, there's a lot of people that, I would never put my name in front of. And I think, we all do this thing where we rank our network out, and just a lot of people don't know about it. And I think there's 4 tiers to this rank. And rank one is people you just don't like for whatever reason. You don't want there to be associated with them, their name associated with them, or anything. Rank two is your general acquaintances. These are the people that you see out and about, the people that you know, but they're just maybe not a high value target. Rank three is your starting lineup. These are your go to referral partners that sit in all these different categories. So, like if I were to ask you to introduce me to a bookkeeper because I was looking one for my company, odds are you'll think of somebody off the top of their head, and that person owns that spot in your starting lineup for bookkeeping. So we do that. And then rank four is your untouchables. And your untouchables are the people like our clients, maybe celebrities or influencers we know, maybe family members. These are the people that are going to take an act of God to actually get connected to. And, you know, a lot of work, time, and energy is going to have to go into that before we make those introductions for people. And so a lot of people, you know, think just because they know you, they should refer you, man. You earn a referral. Introductions, absolutely all day long. But for me to get to your untouchables, man, it's going to take time. I'm going to have to open some doors. You're going to have to see me either do some work with you personally or somebody else, you know, that you know and respect and trust, but it's going to be earned over time. And then the last one I'm going to throw at you guys is networking is about luck. Here's the thing. Luck is manufactured and created. You know, I think the luckiest people in the world are the people who put themselves in the position to be lucky. The luckiest people are the ones that show up, put in the time, put in the effort. They do what needs to be done to get their name out there and to get in front of people. If you don't put yourself in a position to be lucky, then you won't be lucky. You know, it's really that simple. The people that are really winning the game of networking, they're working just as hard on building their network out, being connected to the right people, getting in the right conversations, getting into the right opportunities, getting to the right events. They are working a full on networking strategy. They're not just sitting around waiting for things to happen. They are playing offense in networking. And so the idea that networking is all about luck just cracks me up. There's a lot more here, a lot more myths and things out there. I'm gonna, you know, bring more of these up over time, but these are some of the biggest ones that I keep seeing popping up a lot. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, you know, networking is about you evolving as a person, you evolving your network. You're focused on building other people's businesses and growing your business while you're serving and helping others. If you get this dialed in, if you get this understanding, watch what happens as you continue to build out your network and you continue to show up for people. The more people you tend to pour into, the better off and the more awesome and amazing your company will be. So that's it for today, guys. That is the 10 biggest myths that you'll find in networking. I know I said I was going to do three, but you know, hey, 10, why not? It was fun. If you haven't had a chance to visit one of our Success Champion networking chapters and you sell B2B, you're not an MLM, you know, please come hang out in one of our groups. Go to successchampionnetworking.com, visit one of our chapters, come experience how we do networking differently, especially if you sell into the B2B space. Go have an amazing, awesome week, guys. Love you, mean it. See you. Bye.